Hello, everybody. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. And another wild day. Yep. So sad what's going on. The Iran war, they call it a conflict, by the way. Look at all the media. It's not a fucking conflict, it's a war. Don't say fucking. We don't like your language. Oh, it's only a war that's slaughtering people. Where they killed over about 150 little girls in a school. The Israelis. Could you imagine if Iran bombed the United States or Israel and hit a school and killed over 150 kids? Oh my God, how terrible! Yeah, it's only Iranian kids. Doesn't care. Now, this is serious what's going on. And here's your cover of your Trends Journal. It's okay for U.S. Israel to bomb Iran and kill its leader, but not okay if Iran counterattacks. Why? Because U.S. Israel prostitute media, who are paid to put out by the government whoremasters, will call it a crime. And the public will buy it. Yep. Get ready for a false flag event in a country near you. And again, of course, you could get these glasses and go in the Trends Journal. And you get your T-shirt because this is the people that are running the show. Hey, politicians, who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? All right? Who the fuck are you? Hey, I'm the president, all right? All right, I can do anything I want. Well, this is the guy that said he doesn't have to obey international law. That's a quote. He said only his mind. That's only my mind. How about mind your own business? Look at the bullshit they're making up about this war. Yeah, this is from Reuters. This went up before I went on the air. Looked it up. You know what they were saying. Trump seeks to justify Iran war, but stated objective shift. How about bullshit? How about bullshit? And who the fuck is he to start this war? There's a thing called the Constitution. I shove that Constitution up your ass. Hey, I'm the president. I'm Slick Willie Clinton. Every time I got caught with my pants down, it was bombs away over Baghdad. I didn't have sex with that woman, Monica Lewinsky. She only sucked my dick. Yeah, that little scumbag. How about the Nobel Peace of Crap Prize winner, Barack Obama? Quoted in the book Double Down. I'm really good at killing people. I want that guy Assad out of there. I want that guy Gaddafi out of there. These guys are disgusting pieces of shit. I forgot about little Georgie Bush. Yeah, a guy with a pair of cojones smaller than a mothball, if he has any. Oh, my daddy was president. My uncle was like, oh, yeah. My grandfather was this and I was yeah. One after another. LBJ, LB Jerkoff, Richard Nixon, one scumbag prick after another taking us to war. And I launched Occupy Peace. I just don't talk about it. We're the billionaires. They go out lockjaw now? How about giving us $1 billion apiece? Fuck you. Fuck you. Maybe we could make some money off this war. Oh, yeah, we're going to invest in the defense contracts. Yep. This is Reuters. No, I don't forget who this is. Trump says, I think it is Reuters, shares everything, quote, says, quote, everything's been knocked out in Iran, but offers no clear plan for war. President Trump boasted on Tuesday that U.S.-Israeli strikes, quote, had knocked out, end quote, most of Iran's military. Quote, just about everything's been knocked out, Trump said, as he met with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. Listen, hit the like and subscribe to our videos. Because as the cover of your magazine shows, the mainstream media is hiding the truth of what's going on, and they're going to sell us war. Here, Mertz, that little fucking clown that's supporting. Oh, yeah, Mertz. This is the quote from Mertz. Mertz said, Mertz is shit. Where the hell is this quote? Operation Fury, they're calling it. Yeah. Where is it? There we go. Germany's Mertz voiced support for Israel-U.S. war on Iran, but said he hoped it would end soon. This is, of course, damaging our economies. You got it. This is true for oil prices. You got it. And gas prices as well. So that's the reason why we all hope that this war will come to an end as soon as possible. That's the reason? How about slaughtering fucking people and bombs and escalating wars? There's going to be a false flag attack, I'm telling you. They're going to ramp up this war. Another 9/11 2.0, and this is going to be Crusades number 9. Yep. Mertz. Yep. You don't condemn, you're condemning Iran, but you don't condemn. Matter of fact, you support Israeli genocide. You condemn Iran, but that's Mertz. How Mertz? Again, we talk about it on and on. So you go back to your economic update in this week's Trends Journal. Last week in our economic update, we had forecast that there was a high probability that President Trump would launch an attack against Iran on the weekend. We wrote, tonight, President Trump will deliver his State of the Union address. Blah, 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 blah. 61% of Americans say Trump has become erratic with age. He's out of his fucking mind. Making a bad, and again, I'm the same age as him, so stop this erratic with age shit up your ass. Making a bad situation worse, we said. The Washington Post ABC Ipsos poll showed that 47%, quote, strongly disapprove of the president's performance, 39% approve. And another poll, and NPR, PBS, Marist poll, 32% of Americans approve of Trump's handling of inflation. Oh, inflation. Oh, remember he talked at the, again, we did this before he went on the air at the State of the Union address. He bragged. He said that gasoline prices, he goes, are, quote, now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places, $1.99 a gallon. Again, the Bronx used to say bullshit has its own sound. And that was the bullshit coming out of his mouth. According to AAA, who monitors gas nationwide, the only place selling gas for $2.30 an ounce, a gallon rather, was Oklahoma. And it was actually going to $2.37. And they said the average price last week was $2.93, not $2.30. And now, because of the war, the average price for a gallon of gas, as we went on the air, $3.11, not $2.30. So we're going to see oil prices spike above $100 a barrel. Go to my podcast I did with Judge Napolitano last Wednesday. I said it was likely that Trump would attack Iran over the weekend when the markets were closed. Go to King World News that I did on Friday. I said it was likely that Trump would attack Iran on the weekend when the markets were closed. And that's exactly what happened. And then you saw what happened to gold prices. Woo! It $5,400 an ounce, skyrocketing. Monday. Oh, but then when the U.S. markets opened, phew, down they went. Yeah. Down they went. Why? Because we believe the markets are rigged. They've done it before and they did it again. As we note, Once upon a time, not too long ago, JP Morgan Chase was fined for rigging the precious metals markets. Here's what Reuters reported on September 29th, 2020. JP Morgan Chase and Company has agreed to pay more than $920 million and admitted to wrongdoing, nice fucking language, to settle federal U.S. market manipulation probes. The landmark multi-agency settlement lifts, hung over the bank for several years. They got away with this. Several years, and markets a signature victory for the government's efforts to clamp down, you ready, on illegal trading in the futures and precious metals markets. They rigged the markets. As we see it, we're not saying JP Morgan Chase did it. We're not saying the government did it. We're saying they did it. Oh, they're saying that, prices are going down because inflation's going up and No. When inflation goes up, gold prices go up. We believe it's rigged. And again, look at the cover of your Trends Journal magazine this week. And we say it right over there. Who? Prostitute media. Yep. They get paid to put out by their government whore masters, right? And the corporate pimps. Then we have an article here about CNBC and how they and others quoted this guy, Steve Eisman. This is the headline. Says investors should ignore U.S.-Iran war. Will be long-term positive. That's the quote. Steve Eisman, of The Big Short fame, says investors should ignore the U.S.-Iran war, as it could be a long-term positive for the markets. Imagine this long-term positive. In fact, when the investor was asked Monday on Squawk Box whether he would change anything because of the conflict they call it, it's a fucking war, he responded, not a single trade. So I Google up, who is this Steve, this guy, this Eisman? You ready? We'll go, and what's the most important to note is who they are quoting. CBS said, in expressing his own views of the conflict, the Real Eisman Playbook, podcast host, the former Neuberger Berman money manager, said he's supportive, ready, of President Trump's actions against a regime he calls a death cult. That's right. Calls Iran a death cult. We note this because we ask, is Eisman saying not to worry about the equity markets, even though, as by the facts, these are serious dangers ahead because he supports Israel and condemns those who do not? This is what Middle East Eye had reported on 2 September 2024. Quote, Jewish American fund manager Steve Eisman says, quote, he is, quote, celebrating, end quote, Gaza destruction. Jewish American business Stephen Eisman, a hedge fund manager known for betting on the collapse of the U.S. housing market, faced backlash after writing on social media that he is, quote, celebrating, end quote, the destruction of Gaza. His comments were later retracted, were made in response to a graphic video showing burning buildings and people suffering from the Israeli attack. The original post highlighted the lack of international concern. What they had said, the world is silent. And Eisman replied Thursday saying, we are not silent. This is a quote. We are not silent. We are celebrating. Celebrating the genocide and murder of Palestinians. That's the people they put on the media. You got it? And that's why they blacklisted me. Go to what Zizzy gave Zizzy and Honey Boy. Go to YouTube, put it up, and look at the short. how I got blacklisted for coming out against the Afghan war. That's why you subscribe to the Trends Journal. We're not media whores. Nobody pays us to say what they want us to say. We speak facts and data. You got it? You got it? Yep. And then we go on to say, again, we note this, as we detail, with the hard facts and indisputable data, that U.S. equity markets were heading toward crash mode before the U.S. and Israel started the war, and now a bad situation has become terribly worse. Yet it is being downplayed, and someone that, as we see it, by his words, deeds, and actions, is downplaying what effect the atrocities of the war will have on the equity markets because of the side he stands on. We go on to say, he said on CNBC on September 7th, 2023, that he took his name off associated with the University of Pennsylvania. Eisman said that he believes, quote, any student, quote, who, quote, holds up a sign that says Palestinian free from river to the sea should be expelled, end quote. All right? Oh, wait a minute. Netanyahu just said Israel should own the land from the river. That's all right. Hey. And we write, to make this clear, we are not reporting this because of Eisman is who he is and what he stands for. It's about the mainstream media prostitutes who put out for their corporate pimps and government whoremasters. Therefore, we forecast that they will do all they can to promote an upside of economic and market growth despite the downside facts. They're going to do everything they can to do this. Everything. So despite the precious metals falling sharply, we maintain they're going to rise sharply. And again, you go to your great articles in your Trends Journal, your economic update, a .com bust whole articles on this. And again, what happened, we're giving you what nobody else is, and we're showing you the proof why. They're gutless little pricks, and I can't say the other word. But again, you go to shop and get this, and again, you subscribe. Again, that's my favorite, one of my favorite. You better boogie before the lights go out because tomorrow is iffy. And right before our eyes, it's iffy. So you better boogie. You better boogie. All right. What else we got here? Oh, when you subscribe to the Trends Journal for a year, you get 2 months free. Grand total of $2.50 a week. Yep. Israel says opening attack on Iran was its military's largest strike ever. A whole lie about nuclear enrichment. We put the facts on that the expert after expert said it was on hold. And again, we have another article. Trump, once an outspoken man of peace, is now a man of war. Worse to come. And again, we're warning of a false flag. Another 9/11 in the United States and Europe that's going to support the people for war. Yep. Again, 143 people killed in school strike. 2,000 bombs were dropped on Iran in the first 30 hours of the war, the IDF says. Could you imagine? Look what's going on here. Oh, now, by the way, the news that's just coming out is that U.S. and Israel pound Iran and Lebanon. Yep. So Brent crude prices went up, then they went down because Trump says, hey, we're going to protect the ships in the Strait of Hormuz and we're going to give them an insurance deal, all right? Yeah, you the people of slave land, you'll pay for it. I should shut the fuck up. This is bullshit. Again, you're looking at Brent crude's still what? It's $81. It was down to $58 a while ago. And again, it's going to bring up inflation. Dragflation is what we're headed for. Declining economic growth and rising inflation globally. And that fucking merch shit said, oh yeah, what did the energy prices in Europe spiked up yesterday? 45%. And Bitcoin still just hanging in the $68,000 range, is popping up near 70,000. With all this conflict, war going on, but it's going to escalate. It's a risky bet. And again, we stay very positive on precious metals. They're going to do everything they can to bring down the prices, but they're only going to be able to do so much to do it. And if they don't stop this war, it's going to be hell on earth. Yep. What else do we have here? Oh, featured guest articles. Trump's unjust and unconstitutional war by Judge Andrew Napolitano. And we are going to be speaking about this tomorrow, so tune in at 6 p.m. Eastern Time with Celenti and the judge. Wikipedia, failed experiment to democratize knowledge. Gary Null. Fool's Gold, the art of the steal and the privatization of the presidency. John and Nisha Whitehead from the Rutherford Institute. Yep. Weight loss stalls when your cells are starving for the wrong fuel. Dr. Joseph Mercola. One after another. One after another. Again, whole articles on the presidential reality show. Trends I Views. High-tech science. Trends in AI. We're giving you everything we can, the best way we can. So support the Trends Journal because we're supporting you. Again, the billionaires control the media. 92% of the American media is controlled by 6 companies, as they say. So support us because we're fighting for peace. And we're going to have to do something. I don't know when, but we got to do it really quick to occupy peace. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow.